Yo guys, what is going on? It's your boy Fxtch here, back with a brand new YouTube video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys exactly how you can actually remove edit delay on console, PC, whatever that is. You can be on a controller, you can be on a keyboard or mouse. This video will cater to everyone, like no matter what platform or input you are on. And also, I forgot to kind of mention it, but you know, edit delay ties into input lag. Like this video will show you how to lower your input lag as well. Now, trust me, you guys do not want to miss anything I mention in this video, so make sure to watch this in its entirety. If I go ahead to help you in any way, you do enjoy this video, please consider dropping a like for me. Like, it helps out so much more than you think. We're gonna set a like goal today of 420 likes in 24 hours of upload. You know guys, I think we can do it. Slap that like button, and you know, if you guys want to go the extra mile, you can subscribe to the channel. We're on that road to 100k subscribers. You know, we out here grinding daily upload. It'd mean the world to me. But yeah, without further ado, enough talking, let's get into the video. Alright, my glizzy gobblers, getting straight into this. I'm just gonna be showing you my settings, right? So it's kind of a no-brainer. You guys have heard Fortnite settings, all this stuff so many times. Like, I've mentioned it in about 50 videos now, and a lot of this stuff is more related to general performance on your game rather than actual input delay. But there are some things on here that are almost mandatory for me to cover in this video because they can affect latency within your game. So starting off from the top, you know, windowed mode, you want on full screen. If you guys have this on windowed mode or just windowed full screen, what this does is it gives you a ton of input lag. I don't think anyone is that dumb. And then resolution, keep this on 1920 by 1080 for the most part. Of course, you can increase FPS going lower, but honestly, I would keep it on 1920 by 1080, or maybe a custom resolution which you desire to use. So I don't know if that's a stretch resolution, could be anything. Use your desired resolution. For the most part, I use native. I recommend you do use a stretch resolution over native because obviously that's performance increase. If you're not using a stretch resolution, you are kind of at a disadvantage. And if you are using a stretch resolution, please make sure you're doing it the correct way. I actually made 2 videos about this. I made one video about stretch resolution, so the best stretch resolutions you can use, and I also made another video showing you the best way to set up stretch resolutions and use them correctly, because you'll be surprised how many people are not doing it with the new method. You know, I'll link them videos down below. Don't watch them just yet, watch this video first, but just thought I'd mention that. But yeah, where I'm getting at is keep your resolution to your desired resolution. It does not matter. We're gonna actually make some changes in a minute going down. That took a lot longer to explain than I need to. And moving down, you know, you guys can copy my rest of my settings. Graphics quality, you want all your settings on epic. You know, these are just the best settings. You know, when you have your game on the high. Okay guys, that is a joke. That is a joke. I was joking, okay? Funny joke, right? No, guys, you want to have this on low. So what I suggest you do, quality presets, go down to low, and then drag your 3D resolution to 83%. Now, 83% is equivalent to 1600 by 900 resolution. So actually keeping your resolution set to either native or whatever desired custom resolution you want to use, and actually going down here and tampering with your 3D resolution, changing that to 83%, that is equivalent to basically having your game running on a consistent 1600 by 900, which is equivalent to 900p quality. So obviously 1920 by 1080 is 1080p. This is 900p. What this does is it does give you a slight performance increase, and of course with that isn't only FPS. You will feel that your game is a lot more responsive when lowering your resolution. This is a great way to do it, and your game will not look that bad. Like, it's still playable, and you will get that advantage of higher FPS and low latency. And of course everything else, you know, again, you've just preset this to low. Everything else should now be set to low. Nothing else I really want to talk about in here. Another thing I can highly recommend to actually cut out a lot of delay you may be having on your game would be to actually turn off all of these here. So replays, record large team replays, and creative mode replays. So just anything replay related. Now, having any of these on means your game is always recording in the background, which basically means that there's one more process that Fortnite has to kind of run and use system performance for. So actually having this off will actually decrease input lag in some way. You know, you'll have lower latency, and you will notice an FPS increase. Like, this is a very big one, especially for this season of Fortnite. You know, it's super demanding. And I kind of forgot to like point it out, but those settings I just shown, those are things that anyone can do. You can be console, you can be on PC, anyone can apply those settings I just shown you and actually get some benefits or advantages out of that. But obviously what we just shown won't give you such a noticeable reduction to your edit delay and input lag, anything like that. So what I'm going to do is recommend for anyone who is on keyboard and mouse, you play on a PC on keyboard and mouse, not much from this point I'm going to show in this video will benefit you as much as maybe a console player or for someone who plays on controller. Now that doesn't mean click off the video right now. What I'm going to show you can still take on and in some way mirror it, or at least have the knowledge there to then maybe spread this information and these tips I'm going to show. You know, maybe tell a friend or something. Like, you can do that. that. But I'm going to suggest for you keyboard and mouse players, I actually made an entire video talking more internally how you can actually reduce input lag, like actually in your system, so in Windows rather than just on Fortnite itself. I feel you guys should really watch that because unfortunately there's nothing more you can really do in your game which will benefit you so much. So yeah, again, keyboard and mouse players only, go and watch that video. I'm going to link at the top of the description. Again, you don't have to do just yet, you can watch the rest of this video, but for the most part you will need to go and watch that. And now for you guys who are on console or maybe you are playing PC with a controller, I now have some very juicy tips for you guys. So these will all be done in games. So what you want to do is go over to your settings and go to controller options. So basically your only controller settings kind of in this tab here. First thing I'm going to mention, shout out to Divorce Spades first of all for kind of telling me about this, but what you want to do for the most part is actually change your look input curve from exponential, which it should be set to automatically, down to linear. Now for some of you guys this may actually affect your gameplay in different ways, so maybe if you are an aim assist player, you really do abuse aim assist, or at least what's left of aim assist. I know they did make nerfs to it, don't want to start a war in the comments guys, but you know, aim assist is aimbot, it's still aimbot. I kid you guys, no, I'm kidding. Don't bully me in the comments, controller players. But for you guys that do in some way abuse aim assist, you do really rely on aim assist, you may want to have it on exponential, right? Exponential has been proven to help your aim on a controller. But for you guys that maybe just sitting creative, you just want to crank in creative, have really cracked editing, building, fast edits, just everything just to be generally faster and kind of just less input delay or edit delay on the whole, you want to be using linear right here. Now I'm going to show a graph on the screen. This actually shows kind of the difference between both exponential and linear growth. And these are the same mechanics that Fortnite used for the look input curve. It's the same idea. And just by looking at this graph, what you can see is that linear growth over exponential growth is faster growth. It's just very straight to the point almost. Its input almost is instant. Whereas exponential on the other hand is kind of slower growth, as in like it goes slow, then it gradually gets faster and faster, then eventually just peaks up. Now what does that tell us? That exponential is slower. Now I can't actually demonstrate it because I do not have a controller on me, like I'm a keyboard and mouse player. I'm just sharing this information I've learned. But on exponential, your movement is going to be like a speed ramp almost. It's going to go very slow and then gradually get faster and then eventually kind of almost peak. Whereas with linear, when using this, your movement is instead going to be almost just instant. It's straight to the point. It's fast. There's almost just no steadiness to it and it's all the same speed, which for editing and making fast plays will generally just feel a lot more responsive. And I guess in some way, whether that's placebo or not, you will technically reduce edit delay. And now swiftly moving on, another thing you can do within your settings right here is Fxtch controller. Now what you want to do is enable Fxtch controller. A lot of you guys probably have this off. I know Flea, I think, just made a video talking about this. Divorce Spades again, he's like the god at this whole controller input delay stuff, and he made a video on this thing about a month ago. It was a while ago now, and they do mention that what you want to do right here is turn this on. So enable Fxtch controller, turn that on, and have both your Fxtch controller dead zone and your Fxtch controller max throttle set to 1%. Now I'm not sure the exact theory behind this, like I generally can't tell you. A lot of people can't tell you. I know Flea didn't really explain it in his video. Spades again, he just didn't explain it in his video. Like people don't really know the reason for this, but just the difference between turning this on and making sure these are both set to 1% here will make the world of a difference. And trust me, your game will feel a lot more responsive. It's kind of one of those you just need to try it out for yourself, but there will be a difference. Another thing I'm going to mention is dead zones. So if you go in your settings to this controller icon down here, go to combat controls and tab over right here to this little circle which is dead zone. Another theory is the lower you have your dead zone, the better, and that works for both joysticks. So the rule for this is not to go below or anywhere, I guess, near to 0.05. What you want to do is aim to set your dead zone above that. Actually just realized you can't actually go below 0.05. Just make sure you're not setting dead on that value. So what I can recommend from some videos and pro player settings I've seen, setting this around 0.07 or anywhere just below 0.1, as long as it's not set again dead on 0.5, which is the lowest value, you should be good and won't experience any stick drift on your controller. And also general movement, key presses, and just inputs now should feel a lot more responsive and faster, and in turn should basically reduce your edit delay. And moving on guys, basically the final tip in this video, I mean it's not the final tip, I'm going to explain something more after this, but I won't be talking about it too much. So this is kind of like the final actual tip, and that would be for everyone on controller. I feel like everyone watching this video at this point right now are on controller anyway, but if not, you're kind of just learning with us here. But what you can do for you controller people that specifically do feel you have input lag on your actual controller, the device itself, what you can do is overclock your controller, like literally overclock your controller. So you know how you can overclock a graphics card, maybe if you're a little bit smarter, you can overclock a processor, so a CPU, you can actually overclock a controller as well. Now I actually did not know videos myself. Like there's literally a video made 8 months ago by a guy called Rocket Science. So I don't think this channel is one guy. I think it's like a collective group of people. It's called Rocket Science. I give you tips on certain things. It's a great channel. I can recommend you watch some of their other videos. But they made a video about DS4, which is PlayStation controllers. I'm pretty sure this does work for those who are on Xbox, but the video does say itself as well. It is intended for those using DS4, PS4 controllers. And yeah, it shows you how to overclock your device, and what that is meant to do is lower input lag and really make your game and just general inputs feel a lot more responsive. Honestly, I highly suggest you do that. Again, what I'm going to do is link his video down below. It's honestly too complicated for me to cover in this video. The video will just end up being way too long, and I'll have everyone complaining in the comments. But yeah, I'll link that down below. All credit to that guy. You need to watch that. And moving on, I told you I'm not going to talk too much about this, but now the no-brainers, the things that you guys should all be doing, I'm just going to mention it just in case, is use an Ethernet cable. Now, of course, if you have high ping, your editing is going to be a lot slower. You'll have edit delay in some way. Your game's going to feel not so responsive. Now, having an Ethernet cable lowers your ping, and in turn, editing speed, anything like that, is going to be generally a lot faster. It just all ties together, and it's kind of common sense. Now, obviously, Ethernet isn't the whole of it. You can actually improve your internet connection and kind of get almost zero ping, or at least close to zero ping, or just generally lower your ping without having an Ethernet. Now, again, the video plugging, but I actually made an entire video, I think yesterday now. I'm pretty sure it's yesterday. Maybe it wasn't yesterday when this video goes up, but maybe if not yesterday, a few days ago. I'll link it again at the top of the description. Every video I've told you to watch within this video, like you've got to watch them. They help out so much, and it saves me explaining it right here, but I made an entire in-depth video on how to lower your ping and get zero ping within Fortnite, and I do suggest you watch that. But with that being said, guys, that is all I have for you today. There generally isn't much more I need to talk about. Kind of just want to show you some settings you can use, you know, you PC players, redirect you to where you need to go for any other tips, you keyboard and mouse people, and then, you know, you controller guys, I want to show you some of those in-game settings, which are really big ones, and you know, the rest is whatever you want to go and learn from the other videos I've created and the other suggestions and tips, you know, I have gave you. Hopefully this video could help. If you got to this point, the least you can do for me is just drop a like. That helps out so much. You know, subscribe to the channel, therefore you never miss an upload just like this. Hope everyone has an amazing day. It's been your boy Fxtch, and yeah, peace.